We play it all in night. Yeah, need it all in advance. The opposition already ready for it. Like a supper we eating, it won't be the last. Grind all the muscle, pull up. Parker right on the grass. We coming in, take over everything, run it up. Not that holding me back. 3 in the wood, rushing. I don't like Dutch, don't even matter, you know I'm a face. And when I roll a paper, I like to go double. Run up a check, flip a W, make it an M. I need a couple to sky.
Welcome to Takeover, the most underrated sports debate show on YouTube. And we're back here with another episode for you guys. And before we do those introductions, I saw a lot of Deandra love in the last episode. Deandra beat you, Kim, Deandra, blah, blah, blah. We gonna cut all that off. I've been going too soft on them. They're gonna feel me this episode.
As you know, my name is Josh.
And my name is Deandra, the most loved.
My name is Kim, and this is Takeover.
Starting with the NBA, we have a lot of young talent coming into the league and taking it by storm. But who do you guys think, which superstar will supersede the rest?
I'm trying not to. I try to come on the show and I try to be as unbiased as possible, right? Because obviously we all have our fandom that kind of seeps in. But I truly 100% believe that the future star among all of these people that is going to be the biggest is Trae Young. And here's why. At the age of 21, he is already averaging 29 points and 9 assists. At the age of 21, he's already averaging 28 feet on his three-point shots. At the age of 21, he is already leading the NBA in offensive box plus minus. And he's doing this on a team that has maybe 2 legitimate NBA starters in their starting lineup. This is a team that started Damian Jones for 30 games. Do you know who Damian Jones is? I didn't think so. And he also dealt with the fact that his second best player was suspended for 25 games, and he was still putting up these numbers. He was the only legitimate offensive threat on the court, and he still got his numbers. So just wait till they start getting a winning culture around him. Just wait till they get a whole system around him. I think he's got too much talent, and I think he is the modern superstar. He is the modern evolution, or he's the evolution of Steph Curry. And I think that is what we're going to start seeing, that as he gets more and more shooters around him, he's going to become that much more dangerous.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with you.
Of course you are.
You know, a lot of people say the Rookie of the Year is a flip-flop competition. You know, some people think it's Ja Morant. Other people would say Zion Williamson. I'm choosing the Rookie of the Year, which is going to be Zion Williamson. You think about it, I see Zion as people he came into this league as maybe a 4, a 3, but maybe I think he's going to be the NBA's next generation 5. Mm-hmm. When you look at it, this whole small ball epidemic that the Rockets were doing, that Golden State was doing, their little Hampton 5 where Draymond Green or Kevin Durant would be the 5, that's the landscape of the NBA right now, the way Zion's going at the game. He's 6'7", 280, meaning that he's too big for guards, and he's too fast for big men.
Yep.
So it comes to your psyche thinking, how do I guard this? And that's why I think he's going to be the greatest, because we haven't really seen anything like this. You would say he looks like maybe a Charles Barkley, but if Charles Barkley was athletic as Zion, we don't know what he's like. We don't know what he can do. Zion is punishing grown men over and over and over again. He put 35 on LeBron's head the second night he played him. And he does it with a mean mug, too. Zion isn't this nice rookie. He's not trying to make friends. Zion Williamson is going to be that next generation type guy. He's already averaging 24 and 7. And he's 19 years old. He's 19 doing that. And he's the first rookie to have 10 consecutive 20-point games. And this is off of an injury. Multiple injuries. He's not even 100% yet. That should scare the whole entire NBA. And people are always talking about if Giannis gets a jump shot, if all these other slashers get a jump shot, if Zion gets a consistent jump shot, there will be no stopping him.
Yeah.
There will be no stopping him. And then you just have to wait to see what happens. But I think Zion is going to be like you said, you think Trae is going to be the next evolution of Steph Curry? I think Zion is about to change the whole landscape of the NBA, because you won't be able to have a center trying to play the Pelicans.
Are you dubbing him the chosen one?
I think so, because there's nothing you can stop it. I know, like, the Rockets are doing their small ball thing. Like, this Rockets thing wouldn't work. If they had a Zion Williamson, what's the point of a center? I'm going to move your center anyway, and I'm going to outrun him. So I think Zion's the next person up.
All right.
He's the next thing.
I have Jason Tatum coming up next, for the simple fact that you look at what he's doing now. He has a career high in assists, steals, blocks, points, PER rating, and his defense. He's 1 out of the 3 NBA players in the NBA who's spending 19% of his time guarding every single position, meaning he's a serious problem on defense. And out of the 400 plus players in the NBA. He's third in defensive plus or minus, and he's being given more responsibility than he's ever had. And although Kemba Walker, he is the leader, but I feel like Jason Tatum will be that player that will be the franchise player, and he will be the player to where when it's crunch time and it's the last couple seconds of the game, I'm going to want the ball in Jason Tatum's hand. You look at, he plays on both sides of the court. He has the ability to close games, and he's putting up big numbers and big plays against high competition. You look at the Clippers, he scored 39 points, and he held Kawhi to 16% from the three and 37% from the field, and 25 points against Philly and 41 against the Lakers. The only other person to do that since 2001 was Paul Pierce. He's the youngest player in history to do that. And then maybe you look at his first couple of years. Maybe he didn't pan out how we thought he was going to, but then you have to look at, okay, Kyrie Irving was also playing with him for those years, and also the locker room environment and the team chemistry, that also hinders progression. But even in that atmosphere, him along with Jaylen Brown, he still led that team to the Eastern Conference Finals. And if that doesn't scream confidence and that doesn't scream the mentality that it takes to get the job done, I don't know what does.
But, Jason Tatum has these streaks, but is he doing it efficiently is what I'm worried about. I saw Jason Tatum last Saturday shoot he was shooting
5 of 17?
Yeah, 5 of 17. He was struggling to shoot the ball versus a small ball lineup. The thing where I'm going to go ahead and throw Zion in here is because I don't Zion is the second leading scorer in the paint behind Russell Westbrook. There's no way to stop. I understand, there's somebody who can guard Trey. There's somebody out there. There's somebody who can have in touch with Jason Tatum. There's no one in the league who can guard Zion Williamson. There's no one in the league who wants to do that, especially if you think about playoff time, 7-game series. No one wants to see that body type crashing in over and over and over again.
Giannis did a pretty good job of stopping him.
I think Giannis could guard him. I think Kawhi could guard him.
I just don't think so. This is his first year.
So.
I think he's going to continue to get better. And it's going to be real hard to guard.
My point is, when like you said, he's injured, and the way he's playing is amazing off of an injury. But if you're asking me, who would I take? I want to take a player that if you give Zion the ball, let's say 30 possessions out of the game, can you give Zion the ball in the last couple of seconds and say, go get me a basket?
He did that versus the Spurs his first game. So, yes, you can.
Go.
Next question.
All possessions, that one guy that you can give the ball.
He doesn't have to be that killer all possessions.
Zion's
going to make plays for others, and he's going to make the defense crash down and he's going to score that way.
All I'm saying is
Jason Tatum going to have it, or is Kemba Walker going to have it?
Jason Tatum.
I don't know. Marcus Smart took the big shot last time.
And then Jaylen
Brown bailed him out.
All I'm saying is that these people still have time to grow. I have Jason Tatum because
Tatum's been in a good environment.
Huh?
When you get surrounded by winners immediately.
Okay, so you just want people to
what I'm saying is I think the numbers have been good, but we haven't seen him truly play in an average environment. You know what I mean? He's always had talent around him. This is the first season you could say he's the actual number one option.
The problem with the Celtics have always been when they put a lot of shot creators around a player, it's hard to really have everybody's a shot creator. So it's everyone wants to hold
No, I feel you. I understand what you mean.
Everybody wants to
rock.
A piece of the ball.
Everybody wants to rock.
So it's hard to develop in that environment and the bad locker room and the bad team chemistry. You see a team now where he has.
Okay, but is it harder to develop in a situation where there are too many scorers, or is it harder to develop when you're the only scorer? Because then it can become the Devin Booker argument where you're putting up good numbers on a bad team.
Didn't you just say if you put players around Trae Young, he would?
That's eventually though.
But that's what
eventually
I'm saying.
Now. He's already developed it. We already know what you have with him.
You can't say he's built in a good system, but then you want to say, okay, Trae Young.
Well, I'm saying his numbers might be inflated because when he first came into the league, when he first got drafted, he was the number 3 option. So he didn't have any responsibility on his shoulders. He was the future. He wasn't supposed to do anything yet. And he pleasantly surprised. When Trae Young came in, he was supposed to save the Atlanta Hawks. Do you know how hard that is? The Atlanta Hawks have been terrible for years.
I understand that.
He had the weight of the city on his shoulders.
I was just saying, you said he was put in a good system, but you're saying to build up around Trae.
I'm saying to build up around Trae now because you have to build up a system around people. You can't win by yourself.
Exactly.
My point is Jason Tatum was put into an easy situation where he didn't have any expectations at first. So averaging 15 points in his rookie year was a surprise. It was a pleasant
So
surprise.
when you don't have expectations put on you, but you go out there and you deliver.
Well, if you have no expectations, you're always going to be above the expectations.
Exactly.
Trae Young had expectations, and he exceeded them to everybody's wildest imagination.
But that's still, I guess so. I'm just, yeah.
We could talk about this all day. Switching gears to the NFL for this one, there are many free agents that are going to be available, including Tom Brady, a lot of other people. Who is the biggest free agent available this offseason?
So, after thinking about it, I think I'm going to go with Dak Prescott because the Cowboys need stability, and they can't afford to lose a quarterback. And they would stunt the growth that they're already going for. I mean, Dak Prescott, he's done 4 complete seasons and he never missed a game. And in this past season, it was his first non-winning season, and he still threw over 5,000 yards. But I believe that Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. So with the leadership and the credibility and reliability with the mess that the Cowboys organization has been for the last couple of years, I think he fits that, and they need that. And for them to not pay him after Carson Wentz got paid, Jared Goff got paid, and then they paid Colin Smith and Elliott, but they're not the QB. So last time I checked, in order for any play to start.
I think that the answer, in terms of the most talented free agent, I think it'd be Derrick Henry, because nobody has that combination of size and speed right now in the NFL. But the biggest, meaning like most important, is going to be Tom Brady. It's quite simple. Everybody's waiting for that domino to drop. If he doesn't sign, no other quarterback will sign. Dak Prescott's different because he's basically already signed with the Cowboys. They just got to hammer out the numbers. Once Tom Brady signs, all the other quarterbacks are going to get their offers. Once that fish is off the market, everybody's going to start scrambling for the scraps. Once he goes, everyone's going to try to call Phillip Rivers and get his signature. Then everybody's going to start to go to Marcus Mariota. Then everybody's going to start to go to Jameis Winston. Then everybody's going to start to call Ryan Tannehill. And so once that domino drops, it's time to, everything else is going to drop too.
I never knew there would be a day on this show that me and you would honestly agree on something. I just didn't think it would happen. But then it comes to you, Miss DeAndre Jacobs here.
Yes, sir.
You said Dak Prescott is the biggest
if we're talking about the
pickup?
Okay, the reason why of course I thought about Derrick Henry and I thought about Tom Brady, but I'm just thinking like as far as the organization and who they are to the organization, of course Derrick Henry is, but I was thinking about how if the Cowboys lose Dak Prescott, I just think about how the system would just fall apart, in my opinion. I just don't think, well, not necessarily fall apart, but I just feel like he's that piece that the Cowboys need as far as the quarterback position. And as far as
they just want to go 8-8 again, right? They just want to go 8-8 again, right?
I mean, hey, but I just feel like Tom Brady.
But the thing is about it, Tom Brady's going to play where everyone else goes. He basically has the LeBron effect right now. He's going to put everything on freeze.
He immediately makes you a contender.
Until he wants to go, and he immediately makes you a winner. Any team Tom Brady goes to is obviously a contender. They obviously get better right there. Because they have a quarterback. I mean, he's not what he used to be, but this is probably the most elite game manager we've ever seen. Mm-hmm. And he'd go to any team, and they're a contender. You trade Dak Prescott with Tom Brady, you don't even know what
Dallas
the Cowboys
is 12-4.
You don't know what the Cowboys do. You trade Mr. Trubisky with Tom Brady, you don't know what the Bears become. Tom Brady is that big. He dictates his outcome, and people forget. Everyone's counting him out. This man's coming with a vengeance this year. Yeah. Everyone counted him out. They say he can't win with Bill Belichick. He's coming with a vengeance. This is the biggest free agent out here. Hands down, in my opinion.
The only problem with the Cowboys is the Cowboys, a lot of this problem is self-inflicted because they paid up on DeMarcus Lawrence and they paid Zeke and they paid all these other guys before they took care of the quarterback.
You got to take care of it.
Giannis and James Harden have been throwing shots left, right, center, sideways. We've got our own little beef going on now. And James Harden was quoted as saying, "I wish I could just run and be 7 foot tall and just dunk. I had to learn how to actually play basketball and have skill." So my question to everybody here is, does James have a point?
He does have a point, because, I mean, when you look at the way Giannis plays, you don't necessarily have to be as skillful as someone as James Harden decides to be. Being a guard is way harder than being a center in the league, of course. You know, James Harden is a guy who has all these dribble moves. He can hit the perimeter shots. He can He uses his weight and balance in different type of ways. But I mean, as much as he has a point, he really doesn't here. If Giannis is 6'3", he's Russell Westbrook. I saw Jalen Rose say it. I mean, this is still a guy who's going to play great defense. He's going to get you rebounds. He's going to get to the hole. So, I mean, as much as James Harden has to say he doesn't have as much skill as him, he's still a factor any size. And I wouldn't put it against him to do anything. James Harden came out with these comments. I think 2 days later, Giannis dropped 41 points and didn't have to shoot. So, what type of skill does it take? Why do I need skill when the defense knows what's coming and they still can't stop?
Exactly.
My take on it is, I mean, I guess I agree with Harden to a certain extent, but like you said, Giannis is still going to be a problem no matter what height he is. But I like the competitiveness it brings to the game that we've been missing for a little bit. But the simple point is this. Y'all can do all this talking, but when it comes to the playoffs, if you get kicked out, it does not matter. You could talk all this trash, but if you just end up going home, what was all the trash talk about? So in this going back and forth, I just hope that they bring that same effort to the game. Like you said, Giannis dropping 41.
I think Harden has no argument here. I agree with what he says. It's easier to be 7 foot tall because, as coaches have said for years and years and years, you can't teach height. I agree with that. But to say that Giannis doesn't have skill is blasphemous. Because if Giannis Antetokounmpo did not have skill, he would not have won the MVP. We've seen people that have pure size. Manute Bol was 7'7". So based on James Harden's argument, Manute Bol should be the greatest player of all time. Was he? No, he was a novelty act that everybody else signed to say, hey, look at who we have on our bench. So, I mean, in all honesty, Giannis had more of a point than James did. Because when Giannis said he wanted somebody who would pass the ball, he was right. James doesn't pass. James passes out of necessity. James passes when he is double-teamed in the paint and there's somebody wide open. Otherwise, he's putting up the shot.
But then when he said that, James Harden was maybe top 10 in assists, though. I mean, the shot, it was a point shot.
By pure volume, sure. By pure volume, he has the top 10 assists. Because when every possession ends with you either shooting or passing, you're going to get assists somehow. Okay. The Rockets' offense, but before the whole small ball thing, the Rockets' offense, in essence, was give it to James, get out of the way. Dribbles out the clock, and then takes a step back three. Giannis had a point. James has no point.
I don't really choose.
Enjoy the second round exit, James.
March 26th. I would be careful on that. I think the Rockets can beat a whole lot of teams.
Enjoy the second round exit, James.
Be careful with those words. Be careful with those words. Don't let them make the third round and you over here. We'll play it back.
Okay. I would love for you to.
We'll play it back.
Listen, I got history on my side.
We'll play it back. But that is the end of our episode today. Do you guys have anything to say? Before we close?
I'm glad that we were able to agree today. It's been a while. It took, what, 16 episodes?
Yeah.
17?
17.
Who would have thought?
Probably, you know.
Who would have thought?
But that is it. Takeover in and out. We will see you guys.
Run up a check, flip a W, make it an M. I need a couple, the sky in the middle. I see no different, cause when it's all over, you know I'm gonna touch it. That money no stop, so I don't need no budget. Keep it up top, holding your skull.